This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. Not everyone is careful with your personal information, which might explain why there's a victim of identity theft every 5 seconds in the US. Fortunately, there's LifeLock. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity. If your identity is stolen, a US-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year by visiting lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Parents of tweens, if you're familiar with far-off drop-offs...
Dad, stop, right here.
Or get DMs about what's for dinner, you may be experiencing tween milestones. For your son or daughter, these can start at age 9. HPV vaccination, a type of cancer prevention against certain HPV-related cancers, can start then too.
For most, HPV clears on its own. But for those who don't clear the virus, it can cause certain cancers later in life.
Embrace this phase. Help protect them in the next.
Ask their doctor today about HPV vaccination. Brought to you by Merck.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dice or Roll, the Queerest Pathfinder Podcast on the planet, where you ask the hard questions like, which of the rune lords, other than Sorsen, is the most kissable?
Oh, kissable.
Yeah. So, a bit of background.
Rune Lords Pathfinder.
You're so real.
I didn't even type Rune Lords right. I typed Rune Lods.
You're so real. So, some background. The Rune Lords are a faction of ancient evil wizards from 10,000 years ago who ruled the nation of Tessalon before their evil empire crumbled.
I like how Kroon doesn't have a fucking picture on his thing. So
yeah, Kroon does not have a picture.
Yeah.
He was too lazy to show.
Anyways.
We'll get to that. They're a faction of ancient evil wizards from 10,000 years ago, each of whom used the power of a certain magical sin to get this cool magic across. And then they were the main bad guys in Return of the Rune Lords, the first ever Pathfinder adventure path. Then they were the bad guys in Shattered Star, another Pathfinder First Edition adventure path. Then they were the main bad guys in Return of the Rune Lords in one of the last ever Pathfinder First Edition adventure paths. And guess what? There's going to be a fourth fucking adventure path about the Rune Lords in Revenge of the Rune Lords, because you guys won't stop dragging me back to Sandpoint.
They're still alive and got beef, I guess. So
well, okay. 10,000 years ago, we assumed they were all dead, but then Rise of the Rune Lords is like, well, actually, some of them aren't dead. They trapped themselves in stasis. And then, Return of the Rune Lords is like, and more of them actually also didn't. And I guess there's even more back. Xandergul, the Rune Lord of Pride, I guess is also coming back. Fuck you. So that's where it is. I will now pose a question. If you had to choose one of them, not Sorsen, which of them is most kissable?
Alasnist.
Alasnist?
Yeah.
Okay. Rune Lord of Rat. Okay, in fairness, she is a fiery redhead who is actually drop-dead gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what?
I wish you had said not that one.
Not Alasnist either. You can't say Alasnist. You can't say Sorsen.
Why'd you say that?
Rune Lord of Lust. She's too beautiful. She's also had a face heel turn and become, or a heel face turn, I guess. And she's a good guy now. Who's the third most kissable Rune Lord?
Belimarius.
Okay. I do love an old woman. I want to hear why Belimarius, the Rune Lord of Envy, is your favorite, Dave.
Less ugly than the others.
That's not fair.
Okay, that's okay. How is that not fair in a question where you're asking who's the third most attractive?
Because
this person's less
Xandergul is
ugly
right
than the other
there.
ones.
That's why.
So by default, she's the third most attractive.
I don't like his pointy beard.
Yeah.
Or his widow's peak.
That is a Vegeta level Widow's Peak.
There has to be attraction.
Let me show you.
For somebody to be attractive.
Let me show you his full outfit, and you will be singing another tune. Because this
I'm
is a
looking
gay
at it.
diva.
Shall see.
This is a gay diva.
That's a different person.
No, that's
That is a
Zandergul.
different person.
That is a totally different person. This just looks nothing like the art that is above you, which is also him.
Yeah.
Look at this gay diva outfit. Isn't he slay, as the young people say?
All right.
Yeah, well,
I'll
why did
admit-
you hide this art from me?
I didn't hide it. It was just a wiki. Okay.
Not in the wiki that you linked us.
Yeah.
So Zandergul's my top pick. The picture they choose for the first edition headshot of him is not very flattering. He does look like what's the bad guy from Venture Bros with the beard? Or is he the good guy? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't watch it.
You know, guys know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He looks like Monarch from Venture Bros. That's who he looks like. The fucking Mothman. I have never watched an episode of Venture Bros in my life. This guy.
Well,
Zandergul looks like this guy.
no, he does look exactly like that guy. He's if that guy went out in the fucking sun for once.
Bella Marius, I will say, she does have Gilf energy. No round of applause for Gilf energy. Okay, I'm going back.
Well,
to
because I don't really agree. I don't think. Okay, she is a grandma. She's an old lady. I'm saying this as somebody who isn't super attracted to women, but I don't know. I don't think she has that Gilf energy because there is like, she's an evil old woman, but that doesn't mean that she's like a Gilf, you know?
Okay. What do you think about Karzug, the Rune Lord of Greed?
I think he should wear a fucking wig.
He should wear a wig. This is not a good look on him. He's
This
like
looks
nearly
bad.
bald, except for a ponytail that goes into the middle of his head.
He also has these fuck ass stones in his forehead. which
For
looks
some
bad.
reason. Okay. He's low on the list. We're making a tier list of least to most fuckable. That's what we're doing here. Of
Okay.
course, Sorsen is at the number one because literally that is her
Obviously.
whole job. And then Elasnist, quick number 2. Who are we putting as number 3? Is that Zandergul?
I guess.
Okay. And now we get into the really tricky stuff because the others are not that hot.
Yeah.
Zuta is the Rune Lord of Gluttony, and unfortunately, his hair is so greasy. He's covered in slime. His teeth are not very well brushed. It looks like.
Yeah.
He's got some yellowing under his eyes. Like he could
I
make
don't-
it work, but he does not care to.
He doesn't
you know what
try
I mean?
to make it work. Yeah.
Oh, he's undead. That's why.
Oh, worse. He smells.
That makes sense.
Is he above or below Karzug? That's the question.
Below.
Below. Does
I'd say.
the hair does not do it for me.
It really doesn't do it for me, and also just I don't know. I just think that guy stinks to high heaven, and I don't like a stinky guy.
Yeah.
That's not the kind of man musk I enjoy.
Okay. Bella Marius? Okay, I guess she's in fort after Zandergul then?
Yeah, I guess.
I'd put her there.
Yeah.
Just because she's not unsexy. And, oh, hold on. That's interesting. I was going to make a whole bit about Kroon not having a picture on this wiki. Because he's the Rune Lord of Slot, and I guess he was too lazy to get his picture taken at picture day. I did look him up. Unfortunately, guys, he's very handsome. Look at this dude.
Oh.
Okay, here's a better picture of him because he's kind of giving like a sleepy side eye in this one.
Oh. Okay. I don't like that one.
You don't like him?
Now, people who play what's it called, Dragon Age, people who play Dragon Age might shit on me for this one, but that bald fucking elf is so goddamn ugly. This guy is what he thinks he is.
Solus is ugly as fuck.
Yes.
I'm gonna say it. I'm sorry. You will understand why I say this. I romanced the Iron Bull, okay?
Yeah.
So, I'm really sorry.
This may be the episode that Dice Roll gets cancelled because the Souls fans are going to hunt us down for sport.
Stay away from everyone else. Come at me because I'm the one with the fucking correct opinion. I will fight in any comment section that you want me to. Solus is fucking ugly, and I think you're weird for romancing him because he is so fucking ugly.
I like Kroon. I like the sleepy side eye. I like the dark bags under his eyes. Do we put him above Xandergul? Below Xandergul? Belamarius? Where are we ranking him on the list?
Honestly, okay. Are we going off of both pictures or the first one that you sent?
Either. You can choose your favorite.
I'm gonna choose my favorite, the one where he actually looks pretty good. I would put him... I think I'd put him above the beard guy.
You think over Xandergul?
Honestly, because, okay, Xandergul's not my fucking type.
That's fair.
No.
This guy is not either, but I recognize... I can see the beauty in him. I love a lazy bitch. I'm a lazy bitch. I'd follow this guy.
Oh dear. Okay. So this is the official Dice Roll sanctioned Rune Lord kissability ranking.
Oh god, the fact that you put official in there.
It's official, and it will never be...
It will never change.
It will never be amended. This is it forever. Unless I add another Rune Lord.
God.
Sorsha is so pretty.
Sorsen is number 1 because not only is she pretty, but she's also a good person, which immediately makes her more kissable, right? Well, unless you're Ritz. Number 2...
That's crazy. And yet, not untrue.
Number 2, Aslanist. Come the fuck on. Number 3 is Kroon. Surprise victory there. Number 4 is Xandergul. Number 5 is Belamarius. Number 6, Karzug. And number 7 is Zuta, who just come the fuck on. Take a shower.
Unfortunately, he needs to wash his hair.
Wash your fucking hair. Jesus.
His fit goes hard. Is it hot?
His fit goes hard.
No.
Wash your hair. He has so much to work with. Anyway, it's fine.
Yeah.
He also needs a manicure, I will say that.
Would we like to play a game?
Jeez.
Yeah. Why not?
When we last left our adventurers in the Abomination Vaults, the Fogfen Few came face to face with a marsh giant, an awful froggy man towering above them, who they took a few moments to best in combat. After recognizing that his hand seemed quite similar to that of Hans, the walking hand that they encountered earlier, and he mentioned the name Kurfel, a name mentioned by the previous marsh giant they encountered, the Fogfen Few continued exploring. They looked around a little more before making their way up a flight of stairs and fighting 8 fucking will-o-wisps. They
Just a
then
normal day.
proceeded into the island cavern, where they found a giant, hairy figure staring at them. Just as they were about to make their escape, they saw that it was holding onto a crimson fulcrum lens. One of the items that Silk and Ulrich uncovered would be instrumental in defeating Belcora. They found that this creature was Ulgatul, the prophet worshipped by the local Caligni cult. And he was a Gog, a massive cosmic horror giant from deep underground. The fight against him was vile and difficult, but ultimately our heroes prevailed, claiming the red fulcrum lens. And when they looked through it, they uncovered an awful secret. The souls of the Rose Guard have yet to leave this world, a fraction of them bound to the fulcrum lenses that they helped create when they killed Belcora. This particular fulcrum lens contains a shard of the soul of Asaphana Menhims. And now, knowing this, you are left with a terrible realization. The rest of the Rose Guard still lurk within this vault. And perhaps you will need to use these treasures to free their souls and slay Belcora. So, fellas, with that in mind, do we wanna bomb some vaults?
God, maybe. I don't know.
You're not sure? You can take some time to figure out if you're...
You asked too many fucking questions, Derry.
You're right, I'll be more assertive. I'm gonna start making some statements. You are in the dungeon!
That is pretty good.
You find yourselves in the dungeon. In a cozy cabin created by Ulrich. And as you are sleeping, you can't help but toss and turn. Indeed, at one point in the night, you awaken with your spirit ring glowing blue and your breath visible in the air, and a sense that you are not alone. Is it Belcora? Has she returned? You stay up for an hour before slowly drifting back to sleep once you've convinced yourself that she has vanished. Ulrich, your sleep is not much better. You have the curse of Nimbalot.
Yeah.
The wind, her voice. You sleep uneasily. You keep tossing and turning in the night. You keep being sure that you're being watched. You'll wake up, stay there motionless for hours, and finally drift off, only to wake up only 2 hours later, willing the others to be done sleeping. Is it daytime, nighttime? You don't know. You've been underground. But you're so tired.
God, it's like me actually sleeping. He's just like me for real.
Yeah, it's really like that.
Luna's kneeling in front of her TV, Chainsaw Man style. He's just like me. And Silk, you rest pretty good.
Amen.
Yay!
Silk said,
Beauty
I
sleep.
love my beauty sleep.
Exactly.
He has like cucumbers over his eyes. He's got a face mask on. He's in his beautiful, beautiful robe that opens to show a little bit of light, but not too much.
And yet,
Hey, he's so sexy.
the persistent feeling of filth surrounds you. This is not your environment. This is not where you ought to be. The idea of an elf so deep underground, where rot and grime fester and crawl like living things, is untenable to you. You're going to run out of your vanity products if you're not careful. What would you do then?
I'm gonna ask Rin for more.
How long until she can get more? Morning comes, or at least your approximation of morning. We see Fiore kneeling before a light spell that he has cast, worshipping it as if it were the sun in its absence. We see Ulrich making his rounds in the morning outside, looking for some herbs and mushrooms to collect. We see Silk poring over the Astronomicon. Fiore, your ring sparkles blue again and fades. This place is not safe for you. So, Grim,
Little bit.
you have the Fulcrum Lens. And who is it that's holding the Fulcrum Lens?
Was it Silk? I think it might have been Silk.
So the Crimson Fulcrum Lens, just so you know, while you have the Crimson Fulcrum Lens invested, you seethe with malevolent fury you can barely contain. You have +2 on your item saving throws against fear effects, and a +2 to your melee damage strikes, or a +4 if you bite people. You can also activate the lens in the following ways. You can basically activate it to, if you hold the Fulcrum Lens in one hand and make a strike, you do an extra 1d8 precision damage on that strike. Now, you won't necessarily use that much, So maybe there's no point in you investing into it. The payoff for it is not... It's not really worth it for the all-consuming anger you feel even clutching it, right? I think you consider it in the morning, and you look at it and you go, ugh, and you slip it back into your bag. Now what? You are currently in the room where you first encountered the Caligny cult. To the north is the cavern of Urgatul, which did have some strange whispering effects, which you have not properly investigated and may be worth doing. Other than that, there is other places around this dungeon you can continue exploring. You found some stuff to the south that may be interesting, but that's for you to discover.
Did we want to find out what the fuck those whispers were?
I'm pretty good doing anything. I'm just happy to be here.
I'm along for the ride.
I'm ready for the ride because you guys are my I can't finish the sentence.
That's terrible.
You didn't like that? That wasn't pleasing for you?
The
It was pretty bad.
But yeah, I'm pretty good going down, going to check out the whisper stuff.
It's a good lead.
Yeah.
Spirits of this place might have a few clues for us.
You know, you're not wrong. They've been here much longer than we have.
Don't really want to talk to them, but choice do we have? Silk, steps through that fuck-ass stairway again.
There are no 8 will-o-wisps this time up the long natural stairway leads to the...
It was 8 fucking will-o-wisps?
Oh, sorry. There's no more 8 fucking will-o-wisps in this place.
8 fucking will-o-wisps!
So you guys are heading back up the stairs to the cavern of Urgatul.
Yeah. Why not?
So to describe once again, it's a cavern with 4 small streams flowing through the chamber, fed by a dark pond on the west wall. There's bioluminescent fungi and strange motes of light bathing the wall. They kind of cast light on these walls, almost like dancing shapes of silhouettes. The water flows along the sides of the island. They kind of echo off the walls in weird ways, like harsh whispers. The sound is hypnotizing, strangely calming. And there, lying in a pile, is the corpse of Urgatul.
This isn't about him.
Okay.
Pretty good.
How are you doing as you come into this place? It really doesn't feel... Now, with Urgatul dead, it feels even quieter, but also those whispers seem louder than ever.
You know what? I haven't gotten much into it. Silk's germophobia is off the fucking charts. That... It's been a while, because we really have not been to, that gross of places in the dungeon so far, aside from, the lab floor. That's no joke. Silk has, severe germophobia. He doesn't like it. He's got, these little... I like to imagine in the fantastical world they have, sanitizing rocks.
I kind of like that.
They're,
It also...
They're, bound... It's a... what's it called? Prestidigitation, bound to a little rock that you can, press on things and cleans it.
You know what that actually reminds me of, Ritz? The real life stone that people used to use for soap, soapstone, literally.
The doctor's stone.
like binding it to a soapstone. I like that.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's really cutie. You should draw that sometime. I like that a lot.
He has it on a little thing of twine that's tied to his skirt.
That's cute.
And Fiore, how are you feeling?
I think Fiore is kind of he feels kind of uncomfortable, not in oh, this is the most horrible thing in the world, but Fiore doesn't like the undead, not because they are a scourge that deserve to all die, but because most of them are unwilling participants in being stuck, and he wants them to go home. That's his opinion on it. Shocking that a character of mine has this. And I think that the idea of these whispers, these small things left of somebody, it makes him feel kind of weird. And also it's just like they're so deep underground. It's like, what is this also? Because it could be something he just doesn't understand because it's not known about, and he's a small town guy, okay? He's been 3 places his entire life. The village he was born in, Otari, and Absalom. So he's like, I don't know. Guys, I think I'm scared. That's how he feels, I think.
Ulrich, you're feeling something that the others are not feeling. And I don't think they necessarily catch that you're feeling this immediately.
Mm-hmm.
You are eerily calm.
Oh. What?
Almost like you're in a trance.
Oh, goody.
The whispers, you didn't really notice it before. But the whispers, now that you're here and it's quiet and you're not focused on anything but the whispers, they almost sound comforting to you.
This feels like it should be a red flag.
I want Silk and Fury to make me a perception check to see if they notice anything.
God,
Okay.
I'd love to look at things.
Fiore, you don't notice, but Silk, you've been with Ulrich so much. You can notice when he is out of character. And that nervous energy he often has, even at his bravest, has kind of melted away. And to you, that is different.
God. I think that as soon as Silk notices, he's saddling up to them, and he's like,
Ricky, are you alright?
Huh? Honestly, completely fine. Are you?
he furrows his brows at you, and like Silk kind of like grabs onto their arm, and he's like,
Don't lie. What's wrong?
No, really, I don't know how to explain it, but I don't feel bad or anything. Given the circumstances, I feel like I shouldn't I?
You don't have to feel anyway.
I mean, fair, but the whispers aren't affecting me, is the thing. At first, it felt weird, but now that I'm here again, it's not.
Oh. Well, that's odd.
I suppose it is, but this is, I guess, the most fine I've felt in the dungeon. And now that I'm saying that out loud, I feel like I sound crazy.
No.
You do. Come here.
and he like grabs Ulrich's face with his hands. He's gonna like inspect them.
Has anything changed?
Ulrich has big blinks. I don't suppose anything has changed. Did I get hit with something yesterday? I can't remember. Did I get hit with anything yesterday?
You could both make an occultism recall knowledge, perhaps.
I'll do occultism.
Or bardic lore. Anytime I say recall knowledge, bardic lore is an option.
Let me see. Oh, they're both about the same. Okay.
Silk,
Yes.
you squint and you remember that Ulrich wasn't doing too hot after researching Nimbalot.
Yeah. Does that have to do with his fucking curse?
You get a grim feeling that maybe these whispers and that curse are interacting in a less than pleasant way.
We're leaving. Come here. Ricky, come on.
Shouldn't we investigate just a little bit more? What?
You're not investigating.
Come here. Silk like grabs his wrist and he calls back to Fiore.
Fiore, you and I can stay here as long as we want. Ricky, your curse is going to fuck you over if you stay here longer. So come here, darling.
I did not. Did not mean
Ulrich,
to
you
get
don't want to
guys.
go.
Oh, okay. Oh no.
Ulrich.
Ulrich digs his heel in. Like, actually purge any responses that he had that I have said before this.
No, it's okay. It starts acting up as you start leaving.
Ulrich digs his heel in like a portion of the rock and goes, look, if there's something that we can find, then I am the most perceptive of all of us. Maybe I can still help.
Absolutely not. You may be receptive, but you are not safe.
Ulrich, if you have a curse right now and this curse is affecting you in this place, I highly suggest that you are careful here. Because, and I'm saying this as your friend who loves you, I don't want you to get hurt. I think you are incredibly capable, but this also worries me. I don't want you to get hurt. Neither of us would be happy if we found out that you got hurt because we didn't do our due diligence and be careful about this.
I'd be mad at you for 3 weeks straight.
He's telling the truth.
Hey, Derry.
Mm-hmm.
How much is this curse affecting Ulrich? Right? How much is this affecting Ulrich's
You're so
ability
evil.
to
This is
think?
evil.
Ulrich has the fascinated condition.
Ritz, run away with me!
Fascinated one? How much is the fascinated?
Fascinated, the way the fascinated works is that you are compelled to focus your attention on something, distracting you from whatever else is going around. You have a -2 on perception and skill checks. You can't concentrate unless it is about this place. You can still seek or recall knowledge about the place, but you couldn't, like, cast a spell on anything not having to do directly with those beautiful whispers. Which, at this point, Ulrich, why would you leave? This is the best you've felt in a very long time. The outside is scary, but here the whispers, they just make sense. They are telling you secrets about the universe. The others can't hear it because they're not smart enough to hear it, but you are different. You can understand what they cannot.
Silk and Fiore are trying to talk Ulrich out of this, but I think they both could probably see that midway through them trying to talk them out of the room, their eyes stare in the middle distance.
Oh, God.
And he just listens to the whispers.
God damn it.
And he's muttering under his breath, like, just a little bit more time, just a little bit more time, and I can...
Fiora is looking at Silk
I can
like,
hear what they're saying.
I'm so sorry.
Silk bites his lip. Would dispel magic work against this?
I don't think so. This is more of a curse situation. Unfortunately, the person who can remove a curse is Ulrich.
Is
and also,
fucking Ulrich.
Yeah. So instead, Ulrich's just kind of... something's wrong.
Okay.
And speaking of...
Oh, god damn it.
Oh my god.
The muttering starts to get a little bit louder. And Ulrich is a little stronger than he appears, so he actually does, like, slip out of Silk's grip. And he's pacing by the water, saying... The lens, she knows the secrets of the lenses. 3 are within reach, one very close.
Hey, excuse
the other is
me?
lost by Eldris. One held by the
Ulrich.
Blood Eaters.
He grabs Ulrich's hand back and he yanks.
She keeps them apart while she works.
Ugh,
for
Fiore,
any
pick him
vengeance,
up.
But essences shall
I
become
have an
one.
idea. I have an idea for something to snap him out of it.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
It, like, we're gonna need to take a break probably for at least a minute, hopefully not an hour.
Okay. I'm very scared. What are you going to do?
Can I cast Dazzling Flash?
Oh my god, you're gonna flashbang him?
To try and be like, because he's like freaking out. One of his best friends is like currently enraptured by a curse. He's like, oh my god, I can't do anything. I also can't go get my mom's because they're 100. They're like 1,000 feet in the air, and I'm freaking out. He's right now in this very one moment. Fiore is regretting not being a cleric. The only moment he's ever considered this.
Would you like to attempt to flashbang Ulrich?
Fiore's like, still close your eyes. And then he casts Dazzling Flash.
Ulrich, I need you to make me a fortitude save.
It's so hilarious that Ulrich is horrible at fortitude saves. Let's see how it goes.
Let's see.
It's a success.
You know,
It's success by 1.
It does. It's a success, but a success still dazzles you.
You are dazzled for 1 round, and Ulrich, this is a hostile action. Your fascination ends. Just for a moment, enough to bring you back in for just a moment.
Guys.
So, you get fucking dazzled in the face.
I'm pretty smart.
His pupils fucking dilate and then go pin drop, and you just hear an audible, oh god!
I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry! I am so sorry! I did not mean to. It's just,
Oh god.
Are you okay? I won't do that again.
Oh, what happened?
Are you snapped out of it?
Snapped out of what?
You were listening to the whispers really hard, and we were trying to get you to leave, but you weren't leaving, and you started, like, you pulled away from Silk, and you started pacing, and I need you to know, he's like nervous tick, like fiddling with his with his scarf, and he's like, I was really worried about you, and then I casted Dazzling Flash, which I try not to do, but you know
what, I forgive everything that happened. You are all available to be mad at me. Get me out of here.
Let's do that.
Here.
He's pulling Ulrich.
Fiore's like,
that's so crazy.
Silk, are you okay? I'm sorry if I flashbanged you also.
Oh, I'm fine. I closed my eyes.
Okay, good. I wasn't sure if I gave you enough warning. I just was panicking. Oh.
Well, I'm not the one with the curse, so I'm very careful.
I did not mean to get okay.
You are sitting it out.
You've avoided a curse once, Silk.
Ladies, you've both been cursed before. Relax. We've all been cursed before. Like, it's okay. It's even.
You can't not expect Silk not to have an ego about something.
Oh, I know. I just thought it would be funny to say ladies.
Are all of you leaving this place, or do any of you want to stay behind and try pick up some of those whispers? Or are you just escorting Ulrich out?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're just escorting Ulrich out for a minute and probably making sure that we sit him down somewhere because he is dazzled.
That's what Silk was trying to do. Silk has Ulrich by like the back of their shoulders, and he's like,
You're sitting over here, or wherever you like, just far away where you can't hear anything from this area. Got it?
I have really good hearing. I'll go over by the lake.
Thank you, Schmoopsy.
Of course. As he leaves, he's kicking rocks really gently.
Oh, poor
I think
Ulrich.
he turns on a fucking light spell, like, right next to him, and he's just fucking skipping rocks right now. He's so mad.
poor Ulrich.
Oh, this
Fiore
is fucking devastating, guys. Come on.
They walk away from Ulrich, and Fiore puts his head in his hands, and he's like, oh my god.
And if anyone is close enough, you'll be able to hear him go, God goddamn Pilcor, goddamn Nimble, getting me these passes, making me miss out on all of this.
Okay. So, Fiore and Silk. The two of you sit in this cave and begin to listen. Some of those whispers sound like they're in Ulrich's voice now.
Oh.
You will need to make a will save for each minute that you stay in here.
Great.
I fail instantly.
Yep, that's a 22. That's good. You want to fail because that's when you're going to start hearing stuff.
Yay!
The bad news is you are now stupefied 1 for 24 hours.
What the fuck?
Well,
You already succeed the first one, but Silk, after you spend an hour in here, you begin to hear the whispers. And it's what Ulrich was saying before, but a little clearer now because you're not freaking out about it.
Mm-hmm.
The lenses. She knows the secrets of the lenses. 3 are within reach, 1 very close. The others are lost by Yldaris, 1 held by the Blood Eaters. So you feel... Ooh.
As soon as the voices start repeating shit, he's like, okay. He repeats that back to Fiore.
Fiore makes that face that white people do when they see you on the street. And he goes, "Oh, well, that's good information." Sarenrae can handle sarcasm. but maybe write it down in your book.
Yeah, Silka's copying down and it's like, Daris, Blood Eaters. We haven't come across those terms yet.
Of course there's more to learn. There's always more to learn.
yes, but this far in, I would have liked to know what walking into. I thought we knew.
Me too.
Not really.
I mean, I thought... I don't know, she's an undead sorceress. It doesn't feel that complicated, but then it is complicated. That's annoying.
This bitch. She just loves her complications, has to build a stupid little dungeon with places that lead nowhere, and too many doors, too many hallways.
Oh, it's stupid, but I'd hardly call it little.
Make me another will save.
God damn it!
Ooh!
Damn!
35. Crit success by 11.
Okay. You spend another minute in there. Nothing happens.
Yeah, Silk wobbles up and he's like,
I think if I stay here any longer, my spellcasting isn't going to be very useful for the rest of the day. Is that okay with you, Fiore?
No, you go ahead.
As you start wobbling out, Silk, we're going to cut back to Ulrich. Ulrich, how are you doing?
He's still skipping rocks. There's a light at the tunnel. He's at the edge. So far, he's been able to skip 3.
That's pretty good. Would you please make me a perception check?
Yes.
Okay. Ulrich, you notice something.
Mm-hmm.
You can see your breath.
Shit. Can Ulrich dissipate the light spell? I think he can.
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
But, it might be a bit late for that.
Oh, great.
Because as you're sitting there, you feel the cold grow and something push out of the wall. And Belcora Harovex is coming out of the wall, screaming at you. Everyone roll me initiative.
are you fucking kidding me?
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're not. Don't lie.
Dice Will Roll will return after these messages. We now return to Dice Will Roll.
Start the fucking thing.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, shit. Nope. 21.
22.
Oh no.
I think Ulrich is about to like grasp the light and put it away, and he's caught off guard.
Yeah, you literally get jump scared. Pushing out of the wall comes Belcora Haravex, and she kind of like almost encircles you. Her hands come up in the air, almost like around your head, and she is staring down at you. And she says, "Oh, foolish little adventurers. I don't think you were listening when I gave you my dire warning. You are to leave this place and never return." And she's going to start, I'm afraid, by casting... Oh no. Oh no. She's casting Vision of Death.
Again?
Oh my
No,
fucking
she
God.
did Phantasmal Calamity
Oh, wait.
before. That was bad.
Oh.
This is a targeted attack on you. Only you. All of that focused into one blast. You need to make me a will save.
Oh my God.
That's
we
a,
have one hero point at the start.
of every session, yes.
That is my only hero point. I am going to use it.
Oh my
Okay.
god!
Reroll it.
I'm so stressed out.
Oh.
Oh, success turn critical success 35.
Holy shit. Okay. Why the fuck is it a critical success? That doesn't make sense. Performer's heart. Oh!
Yeah, performer's heart.
Oh, okay, cool. She cast this on you, and Ulrich, I want you to know that you rolled a 17 on this save, and you got a success by 0. You
Smile.
just hit the DC. She comes out, and she casts this on you. You let out a scream. How do you use your performer's heart to avoid having a actual heart attack from Belcora's power?
I think he performs by acting brave in front of her. Just pretty much standing in defiance, almost I would probably say in a similar way to the way he envisioned Asaphana doing the same.
Ooh, okay, that's good, do you let out a scream? Because that might be important to let the others know that something bad is happening. Or do you, I mean, Silk's coming. I think Silk is actually in a position to see this presently in the cave.
I think he just screams Belcora's name.
Oh my god, okay. You do that. You shout, Belcora! And Silk, from where you're hobbling out, you look up and you see it's happening.
God. Those heels get put to use. He's sprinting.
And Belcora kind of cackles as she pulls back and says, "Oh, brave, brave adventurer. You think I haven't been watching you? I know what your plan is, Ulrich Revra. You think you can do as well as the old heroes. I killed your heroes! And I'll kill you too if you do not leave!" And she is then going to plunge her fist into your chest and try to stop your heart manually. That is a ghostly hand, and that is a natural 20.
My God.
And that's
Okay.
going to be
That was a crit success by 19 as well.
that's 62 damage, Ulrich, immediately.
Oh my god.
How much HP do you have left?
18.
I want you to know that her strike does 3d8 plus 14 damage. Meaning, if she hits you again, and even if she rolls so long as she rolls a 2 or above, she will hit you. And assuming she rolls at least a 2 on one of her 3d8, and a 1 on the others, you are down. And Belcora Harovex reaches her weirdly long fingers into your chest, and you feel ice around your heart as she clutches it and starts making it stop. And she leans in past your ear and says, I have been waiting 500 years for this, Ulrich. 500 years of stupor, of feeling myself fading. You will not exist for 60 more years, even if you escape. You have not earned what I have earned. You must leave. And next in the order is going to be... Yeah, Silk, it's you. Silk, you are running. Your mind is filled with whispers, but you see Belcora Harovex has Ulrich's heart in her hand. Like, she has the fist plunged in, and you can see Ulrich twitching. What do you do?
I try not to crash the fuck out, and I fail. Silk is crashing the fuck out. This fucking sucks. I hate this. What is wrong with you?
You're the one who chose to split the party, Silk.
Derry! Oh, well, the whispers are affecting Ulrich and his curse. If he stays here, it's gonna be bad.
That's pretty bad. I'm gonna put him in the other corner.
You piss me off bad. You pissed me off so bad.
What do you do?
There is a spell in the Thresholds of Truth I have been wanting to use.
Go for it. What is it?
This is a spell not against Belcora, but against Ulrich. This spell is called Containment.
Okay, and what's Containment do?
You wrap a creature in an immobile force field, whether to protect it from those around it, or whether to protect it or those around it. The field blocks attacks, effects, and creatures that would pass through it, including the target. Field has a hardness 10, 40 hit points, and immunity to critical hits with precision damage.
Okay.
If the target is unwilling, it depends on a reflex save, but that's up to you.
Yeah. Well, Ulrich, are you willing to be entombed in a sphere or in a are you willing to be coated by like a shield of energy to protect you from Belcora's attacks?
Yes, so long as Ulrich can still do spells.
What's the space on this?
Space on it. Hold on.
It blocks attacks and effects. Yes. You would not be able to do anything on your turn except anything that would affect yourself.
Okay.
I'm very sorry. I cast Containment, and then Silk is going to shoot her.
Okay. Ulrich, are you willing? If the answer is no, you will need to make a reflex save.
I don't think Ulrich is thinking straight right now, so I think he's just... I think he might be willing because he hasn't thought of a plan yet.
Okay. Oh, sheer fear, right? Because she's got her hand in your chest!
Yeah, the heart still feels icy. I don't know if anyone's ever felt their heart in an ice box while it's still in their body. That sounded weird.
Yeah, no, but it's true, right? The fucking, it is, for a moment, it does not even feel like your own heart anymore. You are literally having your life flash before your eyes. Okay, so there is a field down on top of you. And then, Silk, you're gonna try shoot her?
Yeah, he aims his gun at her, and through the fucking cavern that he is down, you can hear him say, "Take your fucking hands off of him, you witch!" And he fucking shoots her. Oh no.
You shoot at her?
I'm gonna use a hero point.
Okay, go for it.
I don't want to not hit her. You're kidding me.
With a hero point, that would be a...
It's 20. A 28.
That is a miss.
Yeah.
That
sucks.
You shoot, and you really do try to hit her dead on. And I think what happens is there's no in-betweens. One moment she's looking at Ulrich, the next her head is snapped up to look at you, and she's pulled her arm back and she dodges out the way of this gunshot. And she kind of snorts and says, "And you, Sir Witchhelm, you of all people should know the difficulty it takes for centuries of work to come together, elf. Oh, but wait, you're still but a child. You like to pretend you understand everything, but none of your peers even see you as a mature adult yet. Then why don't you sit down and let the grown-ups do the thinking for once?"
Silk is going to fucking kill her. He is going to rip out every piece of fucking hair on her head one by one, and he's going to make it fucking hurt.
You can try. Fiore, it's your turn. You were like just sitting, like getting ready to sit down, be like, okay, let's listen to these things. Then you heard you heard a distant scream. Then you heard Ulrich shout, "Belcora!" And then you heard Silk scream, cast a spell, and start shooting. You know what's happening.
Okay. I want to do things, but I legitimately I am too far away to do anything at all.
Yep, you're going to need to sprint, I'm afraid. No, she did this on purpose. She did this on purpose. She had been watching you from afar, and then as soon as you split up, she was like, now's the time, because that fucking champion's not going to be able to come in and kick my ass.
Actually, hold on. I need to check the way that something works.
Oh, God.
Let me check how far I can move.
You'd be able to move 60 feet, which would, I think, get you up to Silk. You could get within retributive strike range, maybe.
Fiore charges down 40 feet. And then Fiore raises his gauntlet bow and says, "Hey!" And he's going to shoot that because it's on his person all the time.
Okay.
So I can still attack. 30? I don't know why it didn't.
A 30 is not a hit. You shoot, and again, no in-betweens. One moment she's standing there, the next she's flicked to the side, and the crossbow bolt has crushed into the wall behind her. And Belcora laughs and says, "And Champion Sunchaser, you're afraid of yourself. From one sorcerer to another, you have a power in you that you are repressing because you are scared of the things you know you could accomplish. I have no such qualms. Would you like to observe?"
He has no response for that.
I'll take that as a yes. Ulrich, it's your turn. You are being contained. Boy, are you glad that you're in there and she's out here and you're the sheriff. Oh shit, this is bad. There is a bubble, kind of like around you. It is just kind of like, you've maybe got like a foot on all sides. What do you do?
So, is it that I can't interact with anything outside of the bubble?
Yes. Nothing inside the bubble.
Okay.
Like, basically, that bubble is like a titanium wall.
Okay. But inside the bubble, I can do things just fine.
Yes.
If a target is one living creature touched, does that mean can I just put that on myself?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sick, Death Ward.
And what does Death Ward do?
You shield a creature from the ravages of void energy. It receives a +4 stat bonus to saves against death and void effects, gains void resistance 10, and suppresses the effects of the doomed condition.
Very nice. What does this look like on you?
That would actually be a question of what does void energy tend to look like?
It's death. It is a misty, dark evil crawling up your veins, turning your blood black, killing you.
Okay, then, so you know the effect of, like, light shining behind somebody, and it leaves them like a sort of like a light halo, but through their entire body.
Yeah.
It's that.
Oh, very nice.
Ulrich is silhouetted in like a radiant white and probably like a white and yellow.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
And he puts his hand over his heart, which is also, funnily enough, a little bit where the brooch is. And he looks up at Velcora and says, I don't give a shit about I don't give a shit about who's going to remember me. All I care about is you actually in the ground.
Very nice.
For real this time, I'll finish what they started, and I'll promise you that. The three of us can promise you that.
Very, very good. Okay. Cool. You have one action left. What do you do?
Would I also be able to stack up a guidance on me just in case?
Absolutely. Probably a good idea.
Sick.
You start
I'll
mumbling
cast
to yourself like,
guidance
please God, please God, please God, please God.
Alchemora, please save me. Alchemora, please save me.
And it is now Belcora's turn. And she looks down at this containment now and says, a wonderful trick, wizard. Can I show you one of mine? And Silk, I'm so sorry. She reaches her hands into the containment and then she starts pulling it apart. Like, Ulrich, you see a tear opening in the containment and her face on the other side. That's going to be a dispel magic. It looks like Tusk Act 4 ripping opening Love Train, which is, for us JoJo fans out there, Chumi. Counteract.
Are you kidding me?
That's going to be a 29. That means if you're counteracting a spell, the spell is a spellcaster's DC. Silk, what's your spell DC?
My spell DC, it's 27.
She rolled a 2.
Yeah.
She rips through your containment. And she grins down at you, Ulrich, and says, how ya? Before she plunges her ghostly hand, this time into your head. That's a 28 to hit.
Hit by 1.
She rolled a 2. And she's gonna plunge her hand into your head, and you feel everything just going black. That's going to be 25 damage. Minus the 10 from Death Ward. You have 3 HP left on your turn.
Holy shit!
Oh.
She has her fingers plunged into your brain, and she looks you in the eye, and I think you see displeasure kind of cross over her face and says, this is getting old. Die! And she's getting ready to just plunge the whole forearm in if she needs. Silk, holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! What do you do?
Oh shit.
You're stupefied, by the way, and like you are making checks in the background every time you cast.
Yeah, I know. I've been trying to figure out what to do this entire time. There's fucking nothing I can do to her. Okay. I'll take it out the bottled sunlight. I'll run 30 feet, and then I'll throw it at her.
Okay. Make me an attack roll.
Okay.
Oh my god!
Oh! I wasn't expecting that number. Nat 20.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Silk, describe this for me! You're throwing a glowing vase of literal, just liquid vitality that will burn away ghosts angrily. And you got a spell card for that.
Okay, Silk, he grabbed it out of his bag, he started running, and like the sound of like heels hitting stone is loud and it is unpleasant. And he, I don't think I've ever said if he's right-handed or left-handed. He throws it with his left hand. He's left-handed.
Okay.
And he he throws it like a fucking pitcher throws a baseball directly into her face.
She looks up at the last moment, and it catches her in the face and explodes. Roll me that damage, and you got Forceful Blast. This bomb does an additional 1d8 force damage. So roll me that plus 1d8.
So that'd be 38.
And 1d8, yeah, you got max damage on the Forceful Blast. 38 damage to her. She takes a little bit less because of the fire, but not because of the vitality. That seems to actually hurt her. And then the force damage also hits her. So that does a total of 22 damage. And she looks up at you with wide eyes that quickly sour and become hateful. And she throws Ulrich down on the floor. How dare you hurt me?
Like it's hard?
She's now rushing you. I'm so sorry. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead where you stand.
I'm so dead, but it's okay because Ulrich is maybe safe.
Fiore, it's your turn. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
Okay. I cast Vital Luminance, which is a focus spell, 1 action.
What happens?
Drawing life force into yourself, you become a beacon of vitality. You glow with bright light in a 30-foot emanation and dim light to the next 30 feet, and you gain an internal pool of light called a Luminance Reservoir, which begins at a value of 4. At the start of each of your turns, increase your reservoir by 4. If an undead creature damages you with an attack or spell while it's within the bright light of your aura, that creature takes vitality damage equal to half your Luminance Reservoir value. It takes this damage only the first time it damages you in a round. I can dismiss the spell to also attack, but I'm not going to do that yet. It looks like Fiore is the sun. Not like so bright that it's like painful for... It's not painful for Silk and Ulrich to look at.
But for her!
But it is incredibly painful for her to look at. Fiore is going to sudden charge, like he's running.
Mm-hmm.
And he sudden charges either past Silk or over Silk's head. I don't care.
True him. Knock him into the water. Fuck him.
God.
No.
Kill him.
But he sudden charges, and he pulls his and his scimitar is coming like he's got it out like in an attack formation. He pulls it out after running past Silk.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I will make sure they forget you. And
oh my god.
He is going to attack. 33.
A 33 is a hit by 1.
Well,
you slash into her. You have Ghost Touch on your weapon.
I do.
So let's roll that damage, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
She's not going to resist it because it has Ghost Touch.
12.
And that's 12 damage to her. And she recoils as your blade cleaves into her. And her eyes are whipping to you too. And she is furious. You're all just a bunch of children meddling in affairs you do not understand. Absalom will rot, and your precious Otari will be the kindling to the fire that burns it. Well, Ulrich, it's your turn. You're on the floor. You're in agony. Belcora. Holy shit. She's now looking at Silk. What do?
I think first things first, Ulrich is gonna choose survival and use a 4th rank soothe on himself.
Maybe a good call. Go for it.
Yeah.
It's 36 back, which isn't bad.
It's enough to tank another hit if needed. Remember, you have resistance.
Yeah. And I think he gets up and takes out a bottled sunlight.
Okay. And is that your turn?
Yes, and I think Ulrich kind of smirks at her. Probably pushing his luck a little bit, but he's a little dazed from having several near-death experiences. He goes, "Your victory is definitely gonna have to wait. You'll find that we're quite hard to kill."
And it's her turn. And she looks down at you and says, "Oh, is that so?" And then she looks at Silk. Silk, she's gonna start by using Corrupting Gaze.
Yeah,
She stares at you. This is not a spell. She is staring at you so hard that you feel the veins in your blood start to freeze, sweat pour down you, your heart start to palpitate, and then you just feel an actual eruption of fear through you. I need you to make me a will save, please.
Okay. 32 is a failure?
That's right. You take 96 plus 2 mental damage.
Okay, give it to me.
That's 38 mental damage.
Ow.
And then she
then.
uses Quickened Casting. Meaning, as a free action, she prepares her next spell in 1 action instead of 2. And then she casts Shadow Blast. That is a will save against a line of spirit damage.
She's just a joy to have around. The heart of the fucking party. Belcora, everyone.
Make me another will save. Make me another will save. You sassed her, this is what you get. Make me will save.
You said this is what you did. Fuck you. You're gonna kill me. 30.
That's a failure. You are going
Go ahead.
to
Take away all the fucking points of my 69 HP.
That's going to be 33 damage.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that's crazy. I'm down.
Yeah, you are. With one look, she turns to Silk. She stares so hard at Silk, you drop to your knees and you start to scream. She raises a hand and shadowy images erupt forth, swirling towards you, Silk, reaching into your head and crushing your mind. And you faint. And your heart stops. And she turns back to Ulrich and says, "Not that hard, it would seem." Silk, you are moved in the encounter to be behind her so that the others have a chance to heal you if needed. Fiore, it's your turn. What do you do?
Okay, well, is Ulrich going to go help Silk? Because Fiore is aware that he is better at killing ghosts than everyone else in this room right now.
So is Ulrich. So Ulrich is going to help Silk.
He glances at Silk, who's already turning away, and then he looks back at her, and then he casts Tactical Nuclear Bomb.
Oh my god.
I'm
okay.
going to cast Sure Strike.
Okay.
I will roll a d20 for that.
Okay.
11 for Sure Strike. And then I'm going to cast Holy Light.
Okay.
Okay. Rolls a 5 and then a 7.
What did he mean by this?
Yeah, okay.
Unfortunately, I think what happens is you are channeling this, and this is going to be, it looks like a nuclear hit.
Oh.
Fire and a holy light channels into your hand, and a lesser being would immediately be smoked, but she turns and looks at you with hateful, dead eyes, grabs your wrist, and throws it to the side.
Can I?
And you send that holy light...
Choose to fail my d20.
You wanna get your shit going?
Yes.
Okay. Fiore, as she grabs you and throws your hand to the side, you say, okay, I'm gonna stop holding back. And magic surges into you. And you can roll me now that D100.
63.
Okay, Tinge of Terror. All creatures within 20 feet are affected by a powerful fright. They must make a will save or become frightened 1 on a failure or frightened 2 on a critical failure. Fiore, how does this look?
What happens is there's... I think that he's burning like the sun right now. And I think that it's a physical effect. And I think that it's kind of like, you know, the way that he would look more devilish when he casts a spell. I think to Ulrich he might look like he's a bit more devilish, but I think
to her?
that to her it is that he looks more angelic, because that would be a more scary thing to her than a devil, I think.
Yeah, okay, cool. You both see different things. Ulrich, a monstrous devil steps out of Fiore's skin, fangs bared, eyes wide. But to Belcora, angelic wings burst from his back, and a burning halo of flaming justice erupts from his crown. So everyone needs to make a will save. Not you, Silk, you're KO.
Not me.
Bro,
I'm special.
You are literally so special.
That is going to be a 32, which is a success. She is not frightened.
And you know
Ulrich,
what?
It is.
Neither is Ulrich.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Aura of Courage. As your turn ends, you reduce his frightened conditions. Ulrich, for a moment, you're like, ah! And you're like, this is Fiore.
And you're
okay.
like,
You're
wait,
good.
that's my little baby boy who does nothing wrong.
Ulrich, it's your turn. Fuck.
Ulrich is automatically, without thinking, going to cast his last his last rank 5 spell on Silk. Rank 5, Soothe.
Okay, Silk, you're gonna restore that healing. How much is that?
43.
Woo, not bad.
Thank you.
Silk, you sputter back to life. You're awake. Ulrich, you have 1 action left. What do you do?
Throw the bottle.
Okay.
Throw a bottle.
Make me that attack roll.
Fuck, 30.
No.
A 30 is a miss, unfortunately, even though you rolled a 14. In exchange, though, this is a bomb. This does splash damage. She will take 2 splash damage, as well as 2d4 additional fire damage. I think her resistance eats that up. So
Okay.
she takes 2 splash damage.
Okay.
And I think she scouts. And Silk, it's your turn. Oh, fuck. You are stupefied,
me.
1. Frightened, 2. Prone. Wounded, 1. Off guard.
So I'm doing good.
Yeah, you're having a great time.
All things considered, I'm not dead.
Not dead.
Not dead. This fucking sucks so fucking bad. I'm not gonna roll another 20. I know that if I throw my second fucking bottled sunlight at her. Oh, would I wouldn't. She's like not corporeal.
No, she's a
Is she?
ghost.
Yeah, that's what I fucking thought. So a lot of my shit won't work.
A lot of your shit will work. Like, fire still hits a ghost. She'll be resistant, but it still hits a ghost.
Yeah.
I don't force hits ghosts.
It might.
I could just, yeah, I stay prone and I take out my fucking gun with 1 action and I use 2 action force barrage.
Okay. Go for it. I will say, Ritz, I'm going to make a decision for you.
Mm-hmm.
Move your Vision of Death to 4th rank and move your Force Barrage to 5th rank. You use Force Barrage so much, and also casting it at low levels, like casting it at even levels, is actually worse because it only heightens on odd levels.
Okay.
So that's just a little trick for you.
Little trick of the book.
3d4 plus tree times tree. That's 94 plus 9. Roll me that damage. Let's try that again. 94 plus 9.
29.
Yeah, that's a respectable chunk of damage. Silk, you erupt sparks into her, and she takes that and snarls as it blasts into her, and as the smoke clears, her eyes are piercing the darkness. And she floats upwards as her turn starts, and she says, I've given you fair warning, Fogfen Few. You have seen that I can kill you in a matter of seconds. Leave this place. Tell Absalom of the horror that is coming, lest you all feel the wrath of Nimbalot. And for good measure, she's going to cast Phantasmal Calamity one last time. Everyone, you are going to need to make me a will save, please.
No.
Hooray. Critical failure.
Oh no, Silk.
Oh no, Silk.
The only reason Ulrich succeeded is because of Sood helping. Otherwise, that would have been a failure as well. Well, let's roll that damage. That's 45 damage times 2 to Silk. Ulrich, you take none. Fiore, you take all. And Silk, you are now dying tree. Because that was a critical hit that knocked you unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, man. Oh my god.
90 damage is crazy.
You all see once again that vision of Absalom burning, but you also see, oh god, there's something else. You see that the darkness of the sky is not from clouds. It is not from the horrors of you were expecting. It's an iris. Oh god, the entire sky is the single pupil of some immense god staring down at you as your world is disrupted, and Silk, it just takes you out. You are back down. Fiore, you drop to one knee, grabbing at your head. Ulrich, you are able to remain brave as you remember the teachings of the Rose Guard, but your friends are in pain. And Belcora looks to you now and says, heed my warning. Leave! And with that, she sinks under the floor. And combat is over. Silk is almost fucking dead. What do you guys do?
Immediately, Ulrich goes over and casts a 4th rank Soothe on Silk and hands him 2 bottles of elixirs of life.
How much HP is that, Ulrich?
30.
Okay, Silk. You take 30 healing. If you go down again today, you're dead, by the way.
Yeah. Silk gets up. I don't even know how he reacts to waking up again after being knocked out a second time within like 10 seconds. I don't even know that he's talking, to be honest. I think that he is just sitting there, and I think that he is holding what Ulrich gave him.
Crawling out from under your hat comes Borbo, and he kind of like shakes you and says, Master Silk, are you okay?
He shakes his head.
She's gone, right? He looks up at you guys. This is the most rattled you've ever seen him.
She is. She's gone right now, okay?
I think Ulrich just pulls Silk into a hug.
Silk leans into Ulrich. And I'm not sure how long it is before he talks again, but Silk is thinking about how badly he does not want to be down here and how at this very moment he would take his old life over this in a fucking heartbeat. I think right now he wishes he was back in Absalom, and he wishes that he only had to worry about what his parents thought of him rather than worrying about when he is going to die down here. Not if, when.
Grim.
Yeah, quite. I'd say it is grim, Derry. That was a very grim encounter, and it's gonna have very grim consequences on Silk's psyche.
Maybe you should leave the vault. I don't know, guys.
God, he's trying to.
I think
That was
you might...
bad.
Yeah, and Silk's stupefied for the rest of the day. What do you guys do?
I know we didn't spend a whole lot of time awake, but what do either of you think about maybe resting now? Or trying to find another safe place to rest closer to where we need to be? I still have a few... 2 potion bottles left. I have maybe 1 more 4th rank spell that I can save for healing if either of us get afflicted with anything.
I mean, I don't mind resting. Or, like, we can find somewhere else then. I mean, I can't imagine that she'd think that we'd stay in the same spot or bother us for a minute, because, you know? So, we could literally set up here.
Okay. I'll get the cabin set up.
If you want, I could go look at the whispers for a bit and then come back so that I can get some more information.
Yeah, I'll get this set up and get Silk inside.
Yeah. If you need anything, let me know. I will be able to heal once I'm back. Okay?
Yeah, Silk first.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be able to heal you guys, but I'll be back. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Just
focus on Silk.
Silk's at
and,
yeah.
I assume you want some alone time, anyways. He smiles.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll get everything set up and then the cabin will be up when you're back.
I'm gonna go listen to the evil whispers, guys.
Try not to listen too deeply.
Silk would think that's really funny if he wasn't traumatized right now.
Okay. Well, Fiore, you enter into the cavern, and Silk and Ulrich, the 2 of you, go make somewhere to stay. And I think as you're going back into the caverns, you feel a rustling in your bag, Fiore, and then dear sweet Dromai pokes her head out and says, I don't want to be here no more.
I'll take you home.
I go with the others.
Yeah, you can go with them. They're just over there.
I'm also getting stupefied, I think.
Oh, you're okay. Here, why don't you...
I know about the lenses.
Okay, why don't you take this? And he hands...
Bride.
Dromai, I have food for you. Dromai, there's food just for you.
Food. Yes, for me, food. Hi, I'm Dromai.
And he hands her something to eat, and he goes, why don't you go eat that snack with them, okay?
Okay. She scampers away on all 4s. Ulrich and Silk, the 2 of you, have the shortest adventuring day ever, and you've set up a cozy cabin. Fiore, you listen for a while. And I presume you just want to fail all of these saves, right?
Yeah. As like I'll be fine tomorrow, correct?
Yeah, it's just for 24 hours. And you have spent very little time down here, so that's early tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. You sit and listen to the whispers. You hear them. They become clear to you. And they haunt you. What they say is, the lenses. She knows the secrets of the lenses. 3 are within reach. 1 very close. The others lost by Ildaris. 1 held by the Blood Eaters. Then you hear more. She keeps them apart while she works her petty vengeance. But the essences shall become 1. Then you hear another. Find the lenses and place their essences together within a host. And then final. Join the essences within Haruvex, and she can fall again. This is a promise of the empty debt. A promise of empty debt. And your mind aches by the end of this. And you've become pretty convinced that this is not just a voice of some creatures that have come here. You're pretty sure that you are hearing whispers of Nimbalot herself coming through the ether. How are you doing, Fiore? And what do you make of these warnings? What do you understand them to say?
I think Fiore is curious about that end bit. If you join the essences within Belcora, that she can fall again. That to him, that seems like it might be a lead. And I think he pulls out a little, like a notepad. It's something intense. He just keeps, he writes ideas down. Usually it's stuff like, awesome sword, looks like the sun. No, that's already Iomedes. But he writes down what he hears. And then he writes down his idea that perhaps the essences joined together could be a way to weaken Belcora to actually be able to defeat her. That's what his idea is, and that's what his thought is. Though right now his thought is,
Here, you drag yourself back to the admittedly very cozy cottage. Alaric and Silk, how are you two doing as Dromai snacks on something and Orba watches warily from across the counter?
I don't think Ulrich has left Silk's side at all. Still, like, either holding his hand or embracing him, just trying to be a comforting presence. I think Ulrich has tried to ease Silk's mind as much as possible with, like, reassurances of safety and how they will get out of here no matter what.
And Sood certainly at least helps, but well, Silk, how are you? You do feel magically some of the actual terror being numbed by the presence of Sood. But at the same time, how are you feeling?
I think he's fucking crying into Ulrich about how he doesn't want to die and how he wants to leave. Because honestly, it wasn't just her, like, trying to fucking kill him and almost succeeding. That's a big part of it. But what she said to him about being a young, stupid elf, got to him pretty bad. And she was right. Silk doesn't fucking know everything. He barely knows anything at all. He's smart. He's school smart. But he absolutely does not act his age. He... I don't know. I hope that it comes across that he does, in fact, try to act a lot older than he really is.
Yeah, it does, in the best way possible.
Yeah. And so he's not great. And oh god, I gotta think about how he says it. But I think that he's wrapped himself around one of Ulrich's arms and is kind of holding the hand of that arm at the same time. And he just sort of really meekly, with like his face in their arm, just
Would you ever leave Otari?
Honestly, I haven't put much stock into the idea, but if I had to, or if something pulled me away, then I suppose I could. It's always visiting from time to time, but the part of me that loves adventure and adventurers does have a thing for wanderlust, I suppose. Why do you ask?
He nods, and he kind of squeezes Ulrich's hand, and he says,
Because if I can leave, I'd really like to move back to Absalom.
You sure?
right now I am.
Like, you know how much that... You know how shocking that is, /neg. Like, the last thing Silk wants to do is go to fucking Absalom, and he would take that over this. That's like being, you know what? Maybe my abusive mom's house isn't so bad. I'll just mosey on back. If it means I don't have to deal with this fuck-off ghost anymore.
I think that Ulrich just pulls Silk closer and says, if after all this, that is really something that you want to do, then you know I won't leave your side. You know that. Didn't mean it before when I said that I would chase after you if you decided to leave without saying anything.
Kill myself.
First, we can focus on leaving the dungeon and figuring out any game plan. Fiore's coming back soon with more information on hopefully how to stop this evil wench from existing.
Not the casual wench. That was good. That was really good.
Casual wench is crazy.
You can take a hero point. Ulrich deserves that.
That's so fucking funny.
Sorry, continue. That was good. Like, genuinely, that was good.
Oh, man. Don't worry, I'm putting that on my sheet right now. But if after all this, that is something that you want to do, then I will be there with you, and if your mom decides to be a cunt to you, I will be a cunt back. Only if you allow me to, though. I don't want to do anything to upset you. Just, we'll get through this. He squeezes Silk's hand in reassurance.
You're very sweet, Ricky.
And, oh god, I think that Silk has a lock that he puts on his book sometimes. Silk hands Ulrich a little tiny key. And he says,
just keep this on you for me, okay?
Yeah, sure. I'll make sure to keep it close. And I think he probably puts it with his alchemical supplies because he knows he'll never lose that. Out of anything he has, he will never lose that.
Alright.
Fiore, you opened the door with the world's worst headache.
He's like, hello, I have information. I put it in my notebook.
Oh my god. Okay, first of all, you, sir, should sit down.
There's I think there's tears kind of streaming down his face. Not like in agony, just like, you know when your eyes get really dry and you're like, ugh. Like, Fiore looks terrible right now.
Fiore goes, it's in my notebook, and he opens it, and it's to the page that goes, really awesome sword, looks like the sun, crossed out. That's actually Iomede's symbol. Never mind. Wrong page.
Oh, okay. Right, okay.
Designed.
To the next one.
There is a drawing of it. It does just look like Iomede's sword.
It's really good, actually. Okay, so you all can see the notes Fiore has taken about the things that were said. About the lenses, Yldaris, the Blood Eaters, uniting them, joining them within Belcora so that she can fall again. What do you make of that?
There are some notes about Fiore's specific opinions on what it might be. But his handwriting gets worse by the end of it. And
real.
If you look over at him, he's laying face down.
Poor thing.
God.
Yes. Nimbeloth will do that to you, I suppose. She can fall again, promise of the empty death. Going to sound maybe slightly old theories here, but does Nimbeloth want Belcora to fail?
Well, Nimbeloth wants everything to die. I can't imagine her favorites or people who worship her more than others are safe from that fate, and I think they know that.
At least they should, yes. I mean, it's her petty vengeance. Petty vengeance. Do we know anything about Cora's past that would involve Absalom? Petty vengeance. That means that she's at least abstaining from Nimbalot's want for everything to die, even if, she's basically one of her more powerful worshippers that we know of. Doesn't seem that she approves of her activities. Just wants her to embrace the empty death already.
Silk, I think you know a bit about Belcor's past.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I wrote something before about her past life, didn't I?
Yeah, you know that the Harovexes were a noble house in Absalom 500 years ago, who were basically run out when it was discovered that they were basically doing, like, human sacrifices and, like, weird occult shit.
Yeah.
And you know that she was raised by these people in exile with a hatred for Absalom. Doesn't explain why she came here.
No. Well, kind of.
With what she wants to do to Absalom. Of course she hates it because her bloodline was run out of it. Then it's no wonder she came here to the lighthouse. Something that can destroy Absalom.
Close enough to proximity for her to watch it burn as well.
Exactly.
Okay. So I suppose it just seems like we need more of these lenses. And to put them together?
That does seem to be the solution. It's giving us, at least. Join the essences within Harvex and she can fall again. Well, we have one.
And that means...
And there's two left.
Okay. So I just need to find those, while also trying to find the exit.
And what if we find the exit first?
Then I say we take that. I think all of us are sort of losing our sanity here. And again, I do not mean to get cursed, but this was absolutely the worst week to get cursed. I would also like to leave while there's a threat of a very strong ghost sorceress. I don't have anything that can harm a ghost. Little shit out of luck here. I need a ghost touch anything. So, we should probably get to Atari as soon as possible. And if the exit comes first, I say we take it.
I agree.
Okay, so we have a game plan.
Let's just make sure we can carry it out.
Yes, definitely.
So, night, 3 in the dungeon?
Quote unquote, night.
Yeah.
Right.
Silk
You
has
guys-
time sense and he can cast that, so they know what time it is, but they spent like 3 hours awake.
Yeah. I think what happens is you probably spend time here still going over your notes, and Ulrich and Fiore maybe go looking for mushrooms, harvest a couple, and Fiore cooks you up a really nice meal, breaking in like some rations and using those to help cook. But like,
I've watched enough Outdoor Boys to know how to come up with an interesting meal.
And it is pretty good. And when you start to tire out, you have an approximation of sleep. But, well, eventually morning comes. I am going to assume that you all treated each other's wounds and healed.
Oh, yeah.
Which means that you no longer
Yes.
are wounded tree, Silk. You are good to go. Everyone, rest for the night. Make your daily preparations. And then choose where you want to go.
Do we want to go maybe... And he points at the door in the bottom left corner.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Let's just start with the first door.
You open the door in this twisting series of corridors, and you find cult barracks.
Great!
This
Oh,
drab
great.
chamber contains a few bedrolls and a box with several earthen mugs atop it. A desk holds a stack of paper.
Do you mean barracks?
No. What you see inside is a tall man with like a winning smile, wearing cult robes, and he says, "My fellow Americans."
No.
No. We're not doing this.
fellow Americans.
That's nuts.
This is every Republican's wet dream. They'd be taking photos and shit and posting online.
Yeah.
Anyway, no,
Oh,
cult
man.
barracks. Thank you. It's crazy because my hometown is like one of the few places that has barracks in Ireland.
Really funny.
And I just forgot. Sorry.
You're good.
Okay, well, it's a cult bedroom. You've killed the cults. However, they do seem to have a map in their notes, you see.
Mhm.
Would you like to check them out?
Yeah.
Sure.
So, on this map, it looks like they've kind of checked out several areas. You have a vague approximation, including some stuff beneath you. You see some spots that have been X'd, and so far you've actually been through 2 of them, and they were both areas that Belcora quickly attacked you, and or there were wisps watching.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, though, you also see some monsters drawn into the water at places. So places you might be able to expect some stuff. Yeah, scary.
Freaky.
The map's not great, and you've been through most of the areas that are marked here. But at least they seem to have been checking out to see where will-o-wisps were showing up. They don't seem to like the will-o-wisps.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's interesting. Anyway,
That is interesting. Anyways.
now what? This room is otherwise empty. Nothing really interesting.
Not much to do in here then. Silk. Yeah, I think Silk shrugs that off and he says, well, no time to lose. Next room.
You know, that's something.
Right.
There's another door this way.
Hooray.
I know
You
it's.
come to the end of the L-shaped corridor.
I know it's
And-
new.
There's a door to the north of this L-shaped corridor, but then to the south, there's another door that has been barricaded from this side.
Oh.
Interesting. Fiore is like, this isn't an L-shaped corridor. Messed up.
Huh.
Hmm.
Well, what do?
Well,
Do you open the door to the north, or the door to the barricade to the south?
I think the north first, just because they're right here. There might be something interesting, and I don't want to miss it.
Okay. You open the door, and it's another bedroom. A nicer bedroom, but a bedroom nonetheless. You assume it must once have belonged to Padley.
Another bedroom.
Mm-mm.
There is a lockbox on the bedside table, though.
Silk, there's something interesting in here.
Oh, yeah, what is it?
Look, it's a lockbox.
Oh, a logbox. He starts grabbing at it.
There's treasure. There's
Smile.
13 gold, 50 silver, a piece of onyx, each worth, 50 pieces of onyx,
Oh.
totally each worth 2 gold, meaning that is 100 gold right there.
That's a lot of gems. Wow.
Oof.
It'd be kind of cute is
What's up?
keeping one piece each and making gay matching jewelry.
I literally was about to say something.
Why are we so smart?
I was about to have Silk say something like,
I could make something out of this.
Oh?
Well, I can sew it into garments.
Oh,
jewelry, but I'm not much of a
Metalsmith.
Fiore picks up a couple pieces of onyx and he sort of like rolls them in his finger, like between 2 fingers, and he's like, it is really pretty. We could keep a few pieces, sell the rest.
We could.
It's a keepsake of adventuring.
Yeah, I think that would be nice.
Not every treasure needs to be sold. Sometimes stuff is just pretty.
Quite pretty.
He pockets a few.
Okay. For the stuff you don't sell, that would be 40 gold each if you combine everything. And there's also 4 moderate healing potions and an oak potion, which would make your skin turn to oak and resist damage, but also be liable to being set on fire.
Liable is a really funny word to use for that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it gives you a weakness to fire.
Yeah.
So, who wants the healing potions? Who wants the oak potion?
Ulrich already has his elixirs, so if y'all want to take the other potions, I think that'd be good.
I think Silk should take the healing potion.
You're right.
That's probably a good idea. It's your only way of healing.
That is
Silk.
definitely
Fiore can heal himself on, like, if he really has to, and also has a lot of HP. Mr. 69
Ulrich is a
HP
support.
needs this, I think.
Silk immediately droops under the weight.
Yep, he does.
Encumbered.
Fiore looks at
Oh,
Silk and he
gosh.
goes, "Do you need help carrying stuff?"
I do. Everything down here sucks so much. I hate it.
Okay, why don't we look in your bag and we'll move stuff around?
He starts throwing a fit.
You could just drop a load of it off, like the rope, the riding set, etc. You don't need that in your bag.
Yeah.
You throw out a bunch of stuff that's cool to have, but not super important. Do you throw out your professional fishing tackle?
No, I
What
keep
the?
that.
How dare you?
Yeah, don't fucking ever ask me that again. You're gonna be a deep shit, mister.
Yeah, that's messed up, man.
Yeah.
Okay, you are no longer encumbered.
Perfect.
I could take the oak skin one.
Sure, okay. I mean, you are resistant to fire, so it kind of evens out, right?
Yeah, you know.
Sure, okay. Cult looted! Well done!
Woo!
And then the pieces of onyx, I think this is probably weirdly specific. We're probably gonna keep 3 pieces and then sell the rest. So I don't know if that, because we're gonna make it into jewelry, unless you want to let us sell it all and then still keep the 3 pieces of onyx. So we're gonna make gay matching things.
Yeah. Derry hates gay people.
What the fuck? What? Okay, whatever. Would you like to go to that barricaded door?
Yeah.
We're running on slightly, but it's fine.
Oh yeah, no
We spent a
worries.
lot of time on that very scary fight.
Yeah, if you could evenly split money between us later or something.
Did you not just add 40 gold each?
Oh.
Yeah, I added 40. Come on.
I'll do that.
Lou, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, you move to the south. There's a barricaded door. It's barricaded from this side. They did not want whatever's on the other side getting in.
Ulrich. I hope this isn't insensitive, but are your ears better than mine? I'm really sorry.
No, it's a valid question. Very valid question. I can hear good distances away from me. I can try to see if I can hear anything on the other side.
Because if something bad is in there, I want to know. We're probably still gonna go, but...
Yeah, he puts his ear against the door. Does he hear anything bad on the other side?
Nope.
Nothing.
No.
Huh. Okay, it's either my hearing isn't as good as I think it is, or there really isn't anything making noise on the other side, or there's nothing on the other side.
Okay. Just to be safe, pull out your weapons. I'm gonna unbarricade this door.
Right.
Okay.
Fiore's gonna unbarricade this door.
It takes you a little bit. There's a lot of stuff. It's not difficult, but it's time consuming.
He doesn't mind. Fiore's like, rocks and...
But eventually, you cleared away.
Okay. You guys ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright. And then Fiore, who has a hand on his shield and another hand on his sword. He's sort of like... I've opened many doors with full hands before. He opens the door with, like, his thumb and his pinky. Oh, God.
Oh, that's a lot of mushroom.
Step outside.
Oh, shit!
Oh. This is much bigger than I thought it would
Is
be.
killing myself an option?
You are all in a massive, sprawling cavern. And here, fungus grows to immense height, some reaching nearly to the high ceiling of the cavern, 50 feet above. The remains of old paths are here, but most are covered with clumps of smaller fungus or patches of pale slime. Spores drift through the air, and huge red blooms on the fungi shift as though in a wind, although there's no wind here. Around the towering fungus through the overgrown paths, you see a lace of thick web in one place. Within the web are a few humanoid figures, too shrouded to see clearly. You appear to now be in the wilds of what I think all of you immediately can recognize. Oh shit. This is so deep, we are now in the Darklands. Golarian is a hollow world. Rather than a crust and a mantle and all that, beneath our surface is another, basically, planet. Made of caves and intertwining tunnels, each with their own biomes. And then below that is another layer. And then below that is a final layer. You have now reached the layer below the surface. The rules of nature don't work the same here. You have gone too deep. Welcome to a mushroom forest. What do you do?
Silk starts crying. I don't want to get eaten by dark elves.
Silk, I will not let any dark elves eat you. I promise.
They will not come close to you if you do that, I promise.
Alright, you may need to break the bad news to him.
Alex, like, oh god. I'll have to tell him, don't I? Does he have to do that now?
It's up to you. It's up to you. Silk's in a state.
Silk is in a state.
Ulrich grabs both of Silk's hands and says, "Sweetheart, there's something that I have to tell you about dark elves."
Are you one?
No. Those are my ears. I am not.
Great news. Ulrich is white.
It's true. He's canonically fucking a region.
I can't believe it. You made a white man. KK! You betrayed me.
What is it?
You will be happy to know that that they don't exist.
Yes, they do. It's literally one working at the tavern.
That was not a dark elf.
Yes, it was.
Derry, does Ulrich know the name of what that person was again?
Some sort of elf.
But
could have been a drow. Could have been a drow.
It's definitely a drow.
But that one didn't eat you, right? While we were working in that area?
He was scared of me.
And Silk, I promise you that you are probably a lot stronger than any that we can encounter. He's smiling so big because he doesn't know how to go about this anymore. Silk is so convinced and Ulrich doesn't know how to unconvince him. So he's just going along with it. It's just like, at some point they'll know. At some point he'll know.
He's never gonna find out.
You are very strong and capable, and if any drow were to come close to you, they'll have to come between Fiore and I first.
Okay, I can trust that.
Nothing is going to eat you here.
Okay.
Ulrich just holds Silk's hand, and if they keep walking, he's just gonna keep holding Silk's hand like it's okay.
Silk is gonna be 500 years old, and he's gonna believe the drows are real.
Okay, so whereabouts do you want to go? Because there is deep into the darkness. There seems to be a little tunnel to the south.
Mm-hmm.
What do?
Well,
Silk steps so carefully because he hates the feeling of stepping on mushrooms.
there seems to be... This is the tunnel you're talking about, right, Derry?
Yes.
There's a tunnel to the south, but then if you look that way, and he points towards a little down from, a little down and to the west, it does look like there's more man-made structures. There's also a bridge, but we'd have to get past that. And he points towards the presumably webbed up human bodies.
Yeah, there's a big... there's just an area that is just full of massive spider webs.
I'd like to go away from the giant bugs. If
You
it's
wanna
all
go-
the same to you.
You want to go to the south?
Can we...
Totally fine.
Let's go to the south first.
Let me lead. Fiore is stepping on the mushrooms himself to make a path for Silk.
You are stumping as you walk.
And Ulrich is still holding Silk's hand.
This is gonna be so good. Okay.
Oh god, what are you doing?
The path ends at a door leading west. A large boulder covered with spidery carvings blocks a cave entrance to the east. And Ulrich, you immediately notice that on the door there is a rune very subtly carved, which will create a loud noise if the door is unlocked.
Whoa, wait,
I'm
hang on,
not touching-
before we open...
I'm not touching.
Okay, there is a rune on the door. It will sound an alarm if it's unlocked.
Okay.
With knowing that, you can get rid of it. In fact, Silk, you would be the best to do so.
Yeah, Silk. He steps towards it and he says,
Let me try, I guess.
Okay.
Okay.
Occultism?
Occultism or Arcana would be fine.
Occultism.
Oh yeah, easy. You wave a hand and it's just immediately dissipated. Gone.
Fool's work.
All right.
No reaction.
You want me to open?
Please,
Yeah, should be safe now.
Anything for you.
Well, you can either try to lockpick it or just thunk it open, because it seems to be locked.
Fiore's like, I do not want to wait to lockpick. Do you mind?
All yours.
Fiore raises his shield, and he shield bashes it.
Okay, make me that lex check.
Oh no, it's so hard. 33.
33, easy stuff. Whoop-pow! You slam that door open.
There's stairs.
Up or down?
Oh.
Up.
Oh.
Not all the way up, but it's up a little bit. Positive feelings. We're taking wins. Any kind of win.
Please.
Silk gleefully climbs the stairs.
Sheets of webbing hang on the south wall of this room, between two doors. And as you come in, you see the worst possible thing on the wall.
Mhm.
Arachnophobia warning in 3, 2, 1. Oh god!
Oh, close is that?
Ew.
Terrible.
A giant spider the size of a dog is on the wall. And
Oh,
its
great, it's a huntsman.
8 pinprick eyes flick towards you guys and lets out a shrill shriek. And just before you guys can, like, attack or, like, defend yourselves against this thing, you hear something else. The sound of a door opening.
God damn it.
As several figures suddenly rush into this room from the south. They are tall, armored, and wielding scimitars. They have long white hair, pale skin, and narrowed eyes, and as you look at them, you all recognize what these are.
Oh my god. Silk, get behind me.
You are standing face to face with a pair of elves. But these elves don't look like the elves from the surface.
Oh my god.
Their skin is very pale, almost with a tin lilac tint.
Oh my god.
In fact, they look like they've never seen the sun before.
Looks like you've got to be fucking joking me.
And they point their swords upwards directly at you, Tree, as these guards run in, and in Elven, they yell, "Halt!"
Get behind me, Silk.
Can I tell you what Silk says?
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what Silk says. Silk says,
And I think that scream prompts another door to open. Another one of these scary underground elves!
Play the soundbite again. He does it again.
Ooh, girl. This one is cunty. Okay.
Oh, hello.
This figure steps out. She has a crossbow on her hip. She has a tattered dark cloak. Again, that pale lilac skin and white hair tied into a ponytail. She is dressed smart, almost stylishly. And she looks out and says, "What the bloody hell? Are you surface dwellers?"
We're trying to surface again.
Please don't eat me.
Sweetheart, no.
How did you get here?
Fell from an elevator.
And I think she grits her teeth and says, "You've fallen quite a long way, surface men." And the three of you shrink back as these figures kind of slowly step forward, weapons drawn, eyes narrowed, and you find yourselves within the clutches of the cavern elves, beneath Otari all this time. This episode of Dice Roll would not have been possible without the support of our patrons. Kate Cornelius, Key, Windy 2002, Als, Millie, Rose, Cell Ravow, The Protease Inhibitor, Acid Dialogue, River Sports Artists, Horror Fan, Lightning Scar, Dr. Caesar MD, A Potato, Derpy Gamer, Quinlan Boss, Princess Alavi, Meow Mai, Abyssal Chimera, Knight the Werewolf Teacher, Actually a Bot, The Sleepy Bear, Kyle Damon, Soul Grease Lobo, Phoebe Jeebies, Lux Rexus, Tony Saunders, Mita, Arave, Mott, Aries, Alexander Crizzle, Skyly, Blurst Hellion, Genuinely Tricked, Transgirl Trish, Baal Punyon, Matthew Wilson Krasnovich, Tillen Shark, Jonathan Love, G. Barbera, Luke,
Simon Strange, Seth, Rain, Lichalope, Gizmo, Cass, Fable McElduff, Ava, Ranty Bright, Lonesome Chunk, Steph, Sean C., Natasha Lumley, Reflux, Ellie, Jenna Mitchell, Kane Kendrick, Sky Evangeline, Triceratops, Anna Maria, Jordan, Emily Laderna, John the Bookworder, Essa66 Seeker, and Dane Valerie the Third. If you'd like to see what you can get for helping us keep it rolling, check out patreon.com/diceroll. And you know the fucking URL. I'm not gonna re-record me stumbling over it. Go, give me money. Come on.
Hey there, I'm Hugh from Moderation. If you like today's show, why not check out Roll Gay Roleplay, where a merry group of queers face their fears in a fantasy world where social norms aren't the only thing thrown out the window. Join a weird, wonderful and wacky cast as they go about slaying the most insidious of creatures in the daintiest ways possible. Find Roll Gay Roleplay wherever you get your podcasts.